Over the last few months, I've come across several people, my clients, or on my social media spaces, asking the question, how can I find my niche when I have so many things that I love to do? When I was growing up in our home setting and going through my education, the advice was the same, and that was choose one thing, focus, do one thing so well that you become known as the best in that thing. But I couldn't choose just one thing. I had multiple deep passions: personal development, business, and creative arts. In fact, I had a hard time answering the question, what do you want to become in future? Or what particular career do you want? Fast forward many years later, here I am still with an abundance of interests and creative project ideas. One thing that I noticed about people's fear of niching down is the fear of limitation. This is something that I hear from many startups as well as established entrepreneurs. They really get stuck on narrowing down their niche and picking one thing because they love and are interested in so many different things. They find it hard to narrow it down and decide what it is that they really want to focus on. For those of us who are multi-passionate, we keep coming up with new concepts, at time making changes on other projects, and end up with our hands full at one time or the other. I can certainly relate to this. I'm a trained critical care nurse, and then I went on and got myself into filmmaking. I co-founded a film festival. I became a digital entrepreneur, and now doing business coaching. I've gone through these, and one thing I've realized is that your niche can evolve. Mine has certainly evolved with me and in my business and continues to evolve, which is something I'm really excited about. Many entrepreneurs think that niching down and or finding your specific niche means that you won't be able to participate in your other passions or turn your list of ideas into income. But the truth is you can. If juggling different hats is what fills you with joy and a feeling of accomplishment, then keep watching. If you feel that by not choosing a niche, you're making it impossible for people to know who you are, what you can do, and how you can help, and without that you may never achieve your dreams of having more control over your time and feeling a sense of purpose in your work, then keep watching. Having a niche doesn't mean that you throw all of your other interests and passions into the trash and forget about them for the rest of your life. It's simply an opportunity for you to narrow your focus so that you can actually be productive and decide which of your interests take priority, nail how you manage your time, and say no as often as you can, and ultimately achieve your goals without being scattered everywhere all at once. I realized that choosing a niche isn't a permanent decision. Actually, after analyzing some of the creative people I look up to, I noticed how most of them started as one thing and then branched out into other directions. I'll give you a couple of examples. One of them is Oprah Winfrey, who started off as a news anchor and reporter. She then got into television and acting and has followed her passions to become a global media leader and happens to be one of the most successful self-made women in the world. Well, even Rihanna started as an entertainer and now she's a brand mogul and fashion icon. I could give you a long list of well-known names. The one thing they have in common is they made things, and eventually they became known for something, and then they grew. If you're struggling to pick a niche, I recommend brainstorming answers to the following questions. 1. What skills do you have that people would pay for? When has money come easiest for you in the past? What do you enjoy doing? Who do you enjoy working with? Once you answer these questions, start by focusing and putting your efforts on the activity that most fits in. If you embrace it, you will gradually find new systems to help you do all the things you're interested in while remaining focused and productive. Remember what I said earlier, that choosing a niche isn't a permanent decision. It's therefore all right to change your mind every now and then. Don't beat yourself up for going in different directions. Be open to trying new things. However, if you truly feel deep down that you cannot just do one thing, then there are a few ways you can still work on multiple things at once without feeling burnt out, unfocused, or limited. I stopped worrying about why I couldn't pick one thing to do with my life when it appeared in my brain that I'm a multi-passionate person. That one glorious word, multi-passionate, lit up my world and gave me confidence to create exactly the kind of life I wanted to live, and not necessarily the one that society expected of me. A major struggle we often face as multi-passionate being is finding a clear path forward, especially in business. When you're passionate about so many things, how do you decide which to pursue in your career or business, and what to put on hold, and what will define you? There's no clear-cut answer to any of these questions. As you may have figured out by now, we don't do well with one-size-fits-all formula. Thriving as a multi-passionate entrepreneur is about embracing your many passions, understanding your goals, and taking consistent action to find clarity. To get you moving, here are 4 tips to thrive as a multi-passionate. One is to niche down each passion. So remember, niching down is not just about the overall niche as a brand. It can also mean to niche down your target market. You can niche down your products and your services. You can niche down your demographics. You can niche down your target locations. You can niche down your offerings, etc. In this case, niching down within each passion can also help you narrow your focus within each. For example, let's say you love painting, coaching, and writing. Instead of just saying that you're a painter, life coach, and writer, you could niche down each passion to say what you specifically do, which could be that you paint scenic views, you're a relationship coach, and a copywriter. So do you see the difference? And whatever of these interests you want to communicate with your audience, make it interesting so that they can be interested in them. Some of the best personal brands are doing this. They post what is important to them and then show their audience why it's important to them. The second thing is to stay organized. Again, there's nothing wrong with doing multiple things at once. However, the ones who are able to do this successfully usually stay very organized. Using the example from number 1, if you paint scenic views, you're a relationship coach, and you're a copywriter, you're going to need to make sure that you have different files, storages, emails, social media accounts, etc. for each of your passions as much as possible, unless you have a way to incorporate them all together through talent stacking. If you're turning these passions or hobbies into actual businesses, then you're really going to want to stay organized on the back and front end of your businesses as well. The third thing is to make plans and routines. When you plan, you give yourself the opportunity to get clear on the exact steps you need to take to reach your goals. Having a routine gives you the opportunity to keep your plan in place and help you stay unstuck. For example, say you break your passions into daily or weekly schedules and make sure that you write for 30 minutes every night. This can help you to stay focused and organized instead of doing your tasks randomly and feeling mentally dispersed. The fourth one is to set clear and specific goals for each passion. Clarity is one of the keys to unlocking confidence, persistence, and productivity. When you're clear on what you want and the overall life that you want to create, you will feel clearer on what you do. Write down your goals and intentions for each passion that you're pursuing. Also, I want to recommend that you accept who and where you are. As with many other things in life, you have to accept who you are and then devise a strategy or strategies that will help you through the journey. Build trust. You need to trust yourself and trust that all your detours will make sense in the end. You go through life collecting knowledge and experiences, often not knowing how they will fit together, yet you have to trust the process. The other thing is you need to build confidence. Building confidence is the second pillar of a successful life as a multi-passionate. This means that you need to start recognizing your achievements, your individual talents, and the accumulation of skills and interests that constitute your full potential. Let this define your career and your business. The other tip is keep record of all your ideas. Often an idea will pop in your mind and sometimes it feels like that calling you have been waiting for. However, it could change and you're back to the drawing board. So keep a record of all these interests and all these ideas that are coming up. In addition to writing, reviewing the ideas is also important. Assign yourself time to go through the ideas, track what you have tried and what you will try in the future. So keep a small book or record with you to write these random thoughts. I would recommend that you establish a day in a week or a month when you can sit down to review them. The best way to go about unveiling your ideas is by acting on them. Pick something on the list, anything, and jump right into it. The other thing is you need to act on your decisions. Don't just think about them. When you're uncertain about an idea, don't wait until the choices seem clear in your mind. Clarity comes from engagement, not from thought. The best way to go about unveiling your ideas is by acting on them. So pick something on the list, anything, and jump right into it. And once you've set your goals and started working on them, going till the end is the only way to get full satisfaction. Therefore, complete your tasks. And of course, trust your impulses, follow your intuition, and fall in love with your appetite to do so many things. Being multi-passionate is your gift. So I really hope that this video gives you hope and motivates you. Remember, you're not alone. There are many multi-passionate people out there, and I work with many of them, and many are still finding their niche. You have one of the greatest gifts, and it's up to you to show it to the world. So I really hope that this video has given you hope and motivated you. Remember that you're not alone. There are many multi-passionate people out there, and I work with many of them. If you know someone who needs to watch this, please forward it to them.